Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Can you hear me out there? Does it sound loud and clear? Thank you, Sylvia. I'm David Gascon. I'm the president of the LA Harbor College Foundation and a member of the Hall of Fame Committee. And on their behalf, I'd like to welcome you home to the campus of LA Harbor College. I know it looks a little newer than when we left it, but welcome home. We'll open our program tonight with one of our outstanding vice presidents, Dr. Luis Dorado, who will lead us in the flag salute. Dr. Dorado.
If you guys could please rise. Gentlemen, please take your hats off. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Dorado. And now we'll have one of our Hall of Famers, Lefty Olguin, provide the invocation. Lefty?
Testing. It was great. I opened up the program, saw my name in it, so here I am. That's cool. Anyways, welcome everybody. And let's go ahead and bless this food and this great occasion. Bow your heads, please. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for the opportunity to gather together and to honor some great people from Harbor College. Lord, we just thank you for the administration here and the foundation and the committee that can do their diligent work to nominate and select these worthy people. We ask you to bless this food and nourish it to our bodies. In your precious name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Left. Tonight marks the first time in the 13 years of the Hall of Fame that we are holding our induction ceremony here on the campus. For some of you, this will be an emotional experience as you reflect on your lives and the impact of your time here at Harbor College. For all of us, however, it's going to be pretty interesting because we're going to hear how the athletic department actually started from the person who did much of the heavy lifting, working with the first athletic director, all the way back the first year, the first class, back in 1949. At this time, I'd like to introduce the chancellor of the Los Angeles Community College District. He was a really good friend of mine until a few moments ago. He's a guy that likes Marischal, Mays, Mcphee, Cepeda, when we like Koufax and Drysdale and Snyder and Singer and Bellinger. But for the fact that he's a Giants fan, he's a terrific supporter of LA Harbor College, and he's our friend, Dr. Francisco Rodriguez. Sir?
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Chief, so much. Just a short hello and welcome to extend to all our friends of Los Angeles Harbor College. This year celebrates 70 years of service to the local South Bay area community. 70 years. And under the outstanding leadership of President Lee, who you will hear from in just a moment, we want to thank you all for your support of not just this athletic Hall of Fame event, but for your support year-round. With your support, we're able to build and serve more students, build incredible facilities. How many have gone around to see the campus lately? Do you like what you see? Yes or no? Oh, it's an amazing place. We just opened up the new Student Services building that will house our culinary program, one of the best culinary programs in the state of California, if not the Western United States. The School of Nursing here at LA Harbor College, number 4 in the entire nation of quality for schools of nursing. Number 4. Outstanding. Our faculty, our staff, our students are absolutely amongst the best here. Tonight we salute you, the student athletes who wear Seahawks, who wear the LAHC, who wear the Harbor moniker on their hat, on their jersey, and on their whatever, their shorts, with pride and dignity. Each of you have carried the Seahawk tradition of hard work, tradition, competition, and of course, a great legacy of winning. Look at all the banners in this room. A great legacy of winning. So I salute you. I had the opportunity to look at the Hall of Fame plaques out there. They're very, very impressive, Chief. I want to thank you for supporting the LA Harbor College Foundation. With your support, we are able to provide the margin of excellence between offering an adequate educational experience and an exceptional one. So I thank you for your support of LA Harbor College, the foundation, and of the LA Community College District. Lastly, and Chief, you're right. You know, coming to LA Harbor is a gift all the time. Coming down the 110, when I get here, within 30 minutes, that's a gift from downtown. That's a real gift. But I just want to show you that another gift that I received this evening, and I want to thank Marvin Bernard for this wonderful gift. Look at this. Look at this. My day. I knew it would bring some booze, but I got to represent. Thank you. Thank you so much. I love this. I love this. I grew up in the bleachers of Candlestick Park, as I was sharing with Mr. Bernard and whatnot, so I'm a bleacher bum from those days, and so I'm incredibly grateful for this thing. Now, 2 gifts, coming to Harbor, supporting this event, and this giant shirt. So thank you very much. Welcome to Harbor College.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you, Chancellor. Did you see him holding that jersey up like that? It was a scene out of Friday the 13th. You know, it's just, ooh. Next, I'm delighted to introduce our LA Harbor College president, someone with whom I work very closely, Dr. Otto Lee. Dr. Lee.
Great, thank you very much, Chief. How about a round of applause for Chief Dave Gascon? He's hosted this, he's done so much for the foundation as its board president. Chief, thank you so much for your service. And you know, of course, I love seeing all of you come back, all of you great Seahawks, and the joy that you know, we now can relish in, because when I first started in my first Hall of Fame 6 years ago now, everybody was having a good time, but the comment that kept on coming up to me was, Otto, when can we host this back at Harbor College on campus? And look, we made it happen for you. So hope you're glad to be back. All right, I have to go off my prepared remarks a little bit, because I mean, and I just want to say, you know, we're all family, and I love you all, and our chancellor, he's just wonderful for our district. He is such an inspiration. He's a champion for all of our students to make sure they have opportunity, and he's fearless. He will go up against anybody advocating for our students. And I have to tell you, the story is that he is a very courageous man. You know, talking about the Giants, we were at a Dodger game in Dodger Stadium. He actually wore a Giant jersey in Dodger Stadium. Is that courage or not? Wow. Anyway, but yeah, we have you know, many special things going on today, but this is a very special occasion. I do want to recognize so much of the support and just the love that we have to welcome you back. I want to give a special shout out to, we have guests from one of our sister colleges from West LA College. You know, this is so monumental that President Jim Limbaugh was gracious enough to purchased a table to support us, and a number of his team members are here. So I'm just going to go down the list from their foundation and their athletic department and for their administration. Lily Mazzafari, Ricardo Hooper, Eltavina Della Torre, Allison Castillo, Don Fitzpatrick, Tim Bauman, Valerie Briscoe, and Vice President Roberto Gonzalez. Thank you. Please stand up from the West LA College table. Please, thank you so much for coming. From our district, in addition to Chancellor Rodriguez, we have the administrative officer to the Chancellor, Ms. Maria Veloz. Maria, thank you for coming. And then our own campus college leadership, Vice President Luis Dorado. You saw Luis before. Thank you, Luis, for your great work with the students. And our foundation development officer, Peter Bostic. Peter, are you around? Peter, thank you. Okay. And then just the entire Harbor family. So I've seen many of our staff, our administrators, and others who are here. So administrators and staff, faculty from Harbor College, please stand so we can recognize your contributions to the college. Please, all of us from Harbor, please stand up. Come on, Dean Dowdy, come on, let's go. Yeah, there you go. Don't be shy, there we go. Okay, yes, okay. And then finally, you know, this is all for the students. This is for scholarship of our students. This is to recognize our students who have been very successful as during their time at Harbor and as they moved ahead. So all of our current Harbor students and our student athletes, please stand so we can recognize you. Thank you for joining us this evening, please. Yeah. And then just a special thanks to my assistant, the superwoman herself, Sylvia Files. Sylvia, are you here, please? Give me a, yes, there she is in the back. Sylvia, thank you so much. And then our facilities folks, Alex Nelson, our IT, Ivan Clark, and then most of them are working, but our great culinary program, our students and our chefs. Please just give them a round of applause. You're gonna. And tonight you'll taste that that's another plus of coming back to Harbor College on campus. You will share in the delight and the creativity and the expertise of our culinary students and the great food that they're preparing. So you are going to be challenged just like I am. When I was here first started, I was 20 pounds lighter, but with the culinary program that we have, I'm not sure if I can make it straight to third base if I hit the bar at all. So you're in for a delicious treat. Okay, I think that's about it, and Dave is ready to go. So you can go ahead and debate with the chancellor about Koufax versus Marichal and all those other things during the break. Lincecum versus Kersee, all those things. We'll say that for later. But have a great evening. It's great to see all of you. Welcome back. Go Seahawks.
Thank you, Dr. Lee. So tonight I'm not going to make the mistake I made last year when we neglected to bring up our next speaker, our athletic director, Dean Dowdy, and I don't know how I missed him last year, but not this year.
Thank you very much. You bet. Last year I was smaller than the president, but I've been eating all that culinary food, and somehow I got this big. I'm going to be pretty brief because I know this night goes on for a long time, and we've got a bunch of fantastic people to recognize during the night. I'll let you know that the women's soccer game going on right now is 0-0 at halftime. They'll be starting the second half here in a second. The men played earlier 2-2. The biggest thing I'd like to do is just recognize all the support people that go into putting on athletics. This year we now have a full-time academic athletic counselor. He's here tonight, Dr. Dominguez. We have a champs program that Leslie runs that's very intricate. Obviously, we're going to be putting somebody into the Hall of Fame tonight that without Lynn, everybody in this room knows, nothing really happens without Lynn. So, you know, we're going to be putting her in tonight, and I'm very excited and proud that she's going to be able to be going in tonight. So, but it's those kind of people, all the coaches and all the hours they put in. Dr. Pai is here tonight, and Dr. Dorado, that I call it sometimes very late at night and sometimes early in the morning when I've got issues. He has to deal with those kinds of things. But basically everybody from top to bottom, you can't have a good athletic program without support from everybody around you. And I just want to make sure that we recognize those people. And then also, again, you saw some of our student athletes that are in here, and then we're going to be honoring some student athletes that are in here. And we're very lucky because I think we've got a great group of young people this year that we're dealing with, and they're going to do a great job. And I just see things getting better and better for us. We do have tomorrow a basketball showcase going on in this room. We have a football game tomorrow at 1 o'clock against El Camino. Go Seahawks. And so we'd love to have you guys come out to our basketball games, to our soccer games, to our football games. We love to see you. We love your support. And I just really appreciate everything you guys do. Oh, I can't forget this. The Hall of Fame group that comes in and meets once a month, that put in all the time to make something like this happen, truly appreciate all your work and all your support that you've given us over the years, and especially this last year. Can't thank you guys enough. Thank you guys so much. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Dean. In a moment, I'm going to bring up Hall of Fame baseball coach Jim O'Brien, but before I do that, I want to take a minute to make some comments on several of our committee members before Coach starts speaking. Almost about 14 and a half years ago, when we first got the approval to launch this program, we got funding, and the athletic director I was working with got canned in about 6 weeks. So it was kind of interesting. But two guys, both Hall of Famers, rolled up their sleeves, stepped forward, and just carried the load. And they did terrific work giving life to this Hall of Fame ceremony. And they stuck with the program all these years, and they have just done a terrific job. And it's really appropriate that we recognize their outstanding efforts over these 13 years of induction ceremonies. So I'd like Jim O'Brien and Jim White to both stand, and let's please thank them for all those years and for everything they've done. Let's recognize them for all their efforts. Coach? Where's Coach White? And then one other person that we want to talk about a little bit. I don't want to embarrass him. But Jim Height's back there, I think at table 22. He's had a heavy burden. He's the one, he does the carpentry. He goes out and purchases the things that we need. Please spend time in the two hallways, and you can see the history of our athletic program here at Harbor College, starting from the beginning. And you'll see all the plaques and all those that have been inducted into our Hall of Fame. He does that, and in addition to that, he funds an awful lot of the meals for the significant others and for the students that are with us, and he does that every year. So Jim Height, please stand so we can recognize you. Coach Jim O'Brien.
Thanks, Dave. First of all, I want to thank everybody for coming tonight. I think it's a terrific turnout. We're really well pleased. And Harbor College will always be number one in so many hearts. I know they will be in mine. And someone said to me tonight, this school sure has had a lot of great athletes. I said, you know, you're absolutely right.
So first of all, I would like to have our current Hall of Fame inductees please stand. All our inductees that are inducted tonight. Okay. Okay. I meant to say hold your applause till the end. Now I'd like to have all former Los Angeles Harbor College Hall of Fame inductees please stand. All the old guys. Now I'd like to have anybody that ever played athletics at Harbor College, please stand. All the former athletes. Thank you. You know, the athletes here are special. I'll have to tell you a short story, but during my baseball career here, a few times I had coaches on the other side tell me, "OB, I wish I had your players." And I said, "You know, I can see how you say that, but you're not getting them." So just terrific guys to work with. And at this college, athletics has always meant something, and it's up high on the list of what this college does well. At this time, I would like to have all the Hall of Fame committee members who do a great job for us, please stand. And I want to single one out tonight for unbelievable service to this committee. Where's Sylvia Files? Where's Sylvia? Come on up. You know, we wouldn't be here tonight. We wouldn't have all the nice dinners we have lately without this young lady coming up, Sylvia. She puts up with all the guys on the committee. Most of the time, she's the only lady present, and she just does everything for us. And when you call Sylvia, she's there. You ask her to do something, it's done. And just a joy to work with her. This time, I would just like, on behalf of our Hall of Fame committee, we would like to present you, Sylvia, with these flowers. Oh, there they are. You already got them. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Coach. Tonight we honor some outstanding athletes and individuals who have demonstrated many years of meritorious service to Harbor College and to our communities. We're happy to celebrate the return to Harbor College of many of you who've been away far too long, and we invite you to go forward with us on the foundation for those many significant activities that we provide to support our students. You've got a Hall of Fame program, and then you've also got a little bulletin on the foundation and some of our achievements. I'd ask you to take a look at that. Gives you an idea of some of the aspects of the efforts that we're working on to raise funds for scholarships for our students, and believe me, the funds are greatly needed and very much appreciated. Our dinner tonight is prepared, as you heard, by our culinary arts program. Chef Eric is here somewhere, and you'll get to see him. But this is a stellar program. As evidenced by a trophy, we're in athletics. Here's a trophy. You can see what it is. Eric's people, our culinary arts program, won this trophy in competition against other community colleges just this year. And you're about to partake in a meal that should be superb.
Thank you, Dave. A special thank you to everyone for coming tonight. It's my privilege to be able to introduce the Harbor College Hall of Fame inductees tonight. It's always interesting at Hall of Fame ceremonies listening to the impact on the lives of the various inductees. I was watching the NFL Hall of Fame this summer, and Ty Law, as he was inducted, singled out Bob Kersee as someone who had helped him along the way. How many people, show me your hands, how many people know who Bob Kersee is? Okay, there's a half a dozen or so. Bob Kersee was a great track athlete at Harbor College. He's in the Hall of Fame, class of 2011. It was really cool listening to his name. Okay, then there was Ed Reed. Players mentioned their family members, they mentioned coaches, they mentioned teachers, they mentioned teammates. Reed came up with something I've never heard before. His barbers. Not his barber, his barbers. He thanked 2 barbers for helping him along the way. Before our banquet last year, Ed Railsback, one of the inductees, said, having teammates, friends, and family here tonight is meaningful. It's special to me. I hope we all have fun. They did, and you will tonight. As Dr. Lee has told inductees in previous years, you are success stories. You are Harbor College success stories. We start tonight with a lady who I know will delight you. Vera Rader was Vera Gascon in 1949 when she was a member of the first Harbor College class. There was no high school, junior college, or college leagues for women back then. Title IX was just a figment of someone's imagination, or maybe it wasn't even imagined yet. So Vera was in the Women's Athletic Association then, which was basically intramural for the women in school. Selma Nancy was Harbor College's first athletic director and football coach. He asked Vera, who's a student, to help him as he was trying to get games for his first team. She typed the letters that he wrote to coaches around Southern California looking for games. That made her unofficially the first secretary in the athletic department. I got a chance to meet her in July, when she was on campus visiting with the young ladies who won the state cross-country championship. She told them about her experiences. They told her about themselves. A video of this hour or so would have been awesome. It would have been something that ESPN could have used. She only got 10 minutes tonight, but it's going to be a delightful 10 minutes. Vera, will you please come up?
Thank you. First of all, I want to thank everyone for being here and supporting all of us at this important time. My family over there and all my friends from the past. I was in San Pedro High School in the summer of 1949 when this school opened up. And I came here with a group of friends from school, and we all took part in all the activities that were available to us. It was not easy for me because my dad didn't want me to come here. He said, "Why do you want to go to college?" He said, "You're going to get married, change diapers, and wash dishes." So I said, "Well, I still want to go to college." And he said, "Well, how much is it going to cost?" I said, "I don't know." I said, "But you'll have to buy my books for me." So he was okay with that. But it was a great school to come to, and I'm so proud to be part of this great institution. There's just one more thing. I love sports all my life. I like football a lot. So when I came here, I met my friend Celia, and she also likes sports. So I said, let's take the kids to the Rams football game. This is one of the kids I took. My nephew Sal over there was another kid. So thank you for going with me. Thank you, Dave.
Our next inductee is a baseball player, Mike Young. He was as good as it gets on the mound for Harbor College. I remember when Jim O'Brien, what Jim said when Mike left the Seahawks to become an Arizona Wildcat on a full scholarship. Understand, baseball in college is not like basketball and football. Full scholarships are rare. D1 schools have 11.7 scholarships in baseball. Generally, there's about 35 players on a team, so the coaches have to split them up. Okay, Mike gets the full scholarship, so I ask OB, what's that all about? How does he get a full? He's a lefty who throws in the high 90s, Jim said. They get full scholarships. He compared them with Sandy Koufax, not with Juan Marichal. As a freshman, well, he was 10-1 here, 9-0 in conference, 55 in 2/3 innings. He struck out 62, was a JC All-American. That's all as a freshman. Unfortunately, not all stories have happy endings. The bad news is a tragedy. As a junior, Mike was hit in the face by a batted ball. It shattered his left cheekbone. The good news is he survived. Unfortunately, he's not with us tonight, so we'll give him a hand in absentia. Well, Dean Dowdy stole a little of my fire by saying that Lynn McGuire, nothing happens without her. Mention Lynn to Jim O'Brien and his eyes light up. It's kind of like Cody Bellinger or Mike Trout when they get a fastball down the middle. One O'Brien quote, if an athlete asks her where to go on campus to take care of something, she will not just say where to go, she'll take the athlete there. She's a Harbor College graduate. She has been a Seahawk employee since 1980 when she went to work in the admissions and records department. O'Brien was baseball coach and athletic director. He demonstrated his ability to judge talent when he got Lynn to come to work as secretary in the athletic department in 1987. Quietly, calmly, efficiently, in the shadows, except for when the athletic department people know, She's been doing the job ever since. Honoring Lynn tonight for her meritorious service is just a small token of the appreciation for what she's done over the years. Oh, one more thing. Lynn, where are you? Okay. Okay, Jim White is not here today. He wasn't well. But Jim was the basketball coach, coached Harbor to a state championship. He also coached tennis, coached Lynn for 1 year. Lynn, you deserve being in the Hall of Fame just for playing for Jim.
Okay, as you guys can tell, I'm very nervous. Okay. I love you guys. I want to start out by saying I am deeply touched by the committee awarding me this honor and those who are here to share this evening with me. I've always been interested in sports. I played tennis at Harbor for 1 semester. Working in the athletic department and watching the various athletes progress has allowed me to see what it means to be a dedicated athlete. I have watched many athletes move on to 4-year colleges and some move on to professional ball. It is always rewarding to me to see someone achieve their dreams. Whew. During my 39 years at Harbor College, I have seen many bosses, co-workers, and athletes come and go. All of them have left me with lasting memories. Some were sadly taken away too early in life. Many have become lifelong friends. Whew. All of these friendships are special to me. But there is one person that I would like to give special acknowledgement and thanks, and that is Coach O'Brien. Without whom I would not be standing here tonight. He gave me my start in athletics and guided me through my early days until I became comfortable in the position. And for that, I will ever be grateful. I also value the friendship we have maintained through the years, and I will cherish it always. And last but not least, an extra special thanks to my sister Sandy, who is always there for me. And my husband Lou, who's my best friend. I love you all. Thank you.
I'm going to date myself a little here, but Jerry Lucas was a great college basketball player on some outstanding Ohio State teams, averaging 26, 24, and 21 points a game during his career. One of his high school teammates, a fellow who coached at at El Camino College, I'll say that softly, played high school ball with Lucas in Ohio. He said all Jerry saw was orange. That's the color of the hoop. That's not the story with Sam Martin. Yes, he averaged 22 points when he was Southern California Conference Player of the Year in 1972-73. He scored 1,046 points in his career here, second on the school's all-time scoring list. But if you listen to Jim White, his coach, what he saw were Harbor College uniforms, his teammates. Jim said Jim was a coach who really valued team play. He said Sam was the most unselfish high scorer he ever saw, that he made others around him better, which is the ultimate compliment. That's something that John Wooden, a fellow who won a few games at UCLA, used to talk about his players. Sam died in 2009. He is represented tonight by Margaret, his wife. Will you please come up?
Good evening. When I received a call from Mike, he said, you have 10 minutes. I said, Mike, I don't know whether I could say enough about Sam in 10 minutes, but I'm going to try. On behalf of the Martin family, I would like to personally thank the LAHC Foundation, its board of officers, the members of the advisory and honorary LACC District Board of Trustees, the district administration, and any others that I might have missed for the honor this evening. Thank you for recognizing the extraordinary contributions and talent of Sam. To share this occasion with you is an humbling experience. To be inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame, one either has to be phenomenally good, or damn good, at basketball or make an extraordinary and important contribution to the game, his team, and to the community. Sam's love for basketball began as a teenager at Boston Trade Tech in Massachusetts, and in 1966, he relocated to Los Angeles, California with his mother and 3 brothers, where he enrolled in Roosevelt High School as a Rough Rider. There is where I met Sam and fell in love at first sight. We were high school sweethearts. We graduated in 1968, and in 1969, we got married. While at Roosevelt as a Rough Rider, many victories as a starter on the varsity basketball team, earning him the title as Jumping Jack Center. He excelled around the campus of Roosevelt High, earning titles as All-City, All-State, All-Conference, VMP, and Player of the Year. And after high school, Sam had to make a decision whether he was going to go off to college or remain with his young family and care and provide for them. So he made a sacrifice over his career and stayed with his family and put them first. However, his love and passion for the game never stopped. He began playing in the AAA leagues, playing with players like Jim Bryce and Jim McMillan of the Los Angeles Lakers organization. He further involved himself with youth services in the community as youth director at Jordan High School for the LA Unified School District. At the youth services program at LAHC, he hosted the Watts Junior Olympics. And in 1971, Sam decided, I need to go back to school. So he came here to LAHC and joined the Seahawks under Coach Jim White and Chet Sanders. And after getting back into shape, his career took off again. LAHC soon was on the map. Write-ups said that there were not many JCs in LA Community College District that could boast about a potential basketball player who was a candidate for All-State and All-American team. And that it was unfortunate that the only time a JC star received full publicity as if and when he transferred to a major college. Coach White described his ability compared to the NBA star Oscar Robertson and Jerry West. Sam earned the name The Machine from his teammates and fans alike. They defined their machine as Sam Martin, a thorough athlete who has the various moving parts capable of scoring the necessary points at a given time. He became the second leading all-time scorer at LAHC, his streak gathering 1,046 points. He was proud to have reached that plateau and place in his career and looked at it all with an open mind and open heart. He had dreams and ambitions, but it didn't happen as he realized it would because he defended himself, and he didn't let that define him. It was the man it made him become. Sam often spoke of individuals that made a difference in his success. Coach Crowder at Roosevelt High School, Coach Jim White, and Chet Sanders of LAHC. His fellow teammates, and that little round leather ball, the basketball. Sam would tell me basketball was tough, but it was an enduring lesson for him. You can't win all the time, he said, but you're not gonna lose all the time. He learned to compete on equal terms. He had to make personal sacrifices, and he learned to be unselfish. He had to be teachable, coachable, and disciplined. And as much as he loved the game, it was not all about him. It was about his team. The greatest influence in his life was his family. They gave him the will, the self-esteem to keep on. And in 2009, July 12th, Sam he won the toughest game of his life. The Lord took him home. So I'm sure if he was here today, he would say, I would like to say to all of my children, to my grandchildren, that I would like to acknowledge you for your presence here tonight. His former teammate, Millard Proctor, who was instrumental in having this come to pass. His friend, Thomas Davis, and Mr. Terrell. Other family members, his grandchildren, his 4 grandboys, I would like for them to stand. And his granddaughter, and 1 great-grandson. I would like to lastly thank all of you tonight for allowing them to see a glimpse of the true NBA player that we thought Sam really was. He was a man who made a historic mark in their lives and in this community. Thank you.
David Elisari's lifetime achievement list is long, starting with playing on an undefeated Carson High football team. All-Marine League, Los Angeles City wrestling champion, at Harbor College on a championship football team, as a relatively svelte 222-pound all-conference center. Played at Cal State Fullerton and LA State when they had football teams. 38-year coaching and teaching career at Carson, Cantwell, back at Carson, Capistrano Valley, Alicio Niguel, San Clemente, Saddleback College. You couldn't hold a job, Dave, is that what it was? Just scratching the surface of his achievements. I know he comes prepared tonight. So taking a page from what the congressmen do, they cede their time to their colleagues. I'm ceding the rest of my time to David.
Thank you, Mike. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, true Seahawks, to the end. The Hall of Fame Committee, I want to thank Mike Walter and the Chief Gascon, man, what a great job he's done tonight, always does. Former Seahawk athletes, families of all that are being honored tonight, congratulations. And I'm a lucky man, but my main goal tonight is to thank everybody who got me here, because I don't believe anybody can attain success all by themselves
We all succeed because somebody helped us. So I want to thank those, and I want to introduce my table. Please stand up, my big sister, Alma Alexander Wiederhoff, my last immediate family member. Stand up, Alma. My mom and dad, as my mom and dad and big brother and Herbie Jason and my little sister passed away. Alma was a 1962 graduate of Marymount High, now Marymount College, where she was on full scholarship, a star athlete, 3 sports, and she was the brains in the family, 4.0 GPA. Thank you, big sister, for teaching me hand-eye coordination. When she used to babysit me, we used to play catch with the socks and the pillows. And she also started my endurance program. At age 5, she would give me a penny to walk down a quarter mile to Bob's Market on Carson Street to buy a candy and come back, and she'd have a penny waiting for me to go back again and again and again. That was her babysitting drill. Thank you, Alma. Bobby Behan, stand up. And Connie, his date. Bobby Behan. He was inducted in Harbor College Hall of Fame 2 years ago when I was 17-year-old freshman in 1968 at center. The 1964 grad Bob just came out of the Vietnam War. He taught me what a forearm rip to the head was almost every day in the daily 45-minute live scrimmages Coach Ray put us through. I never had to face anybody better come game time. Bobby Behan, Seahawk All-American middle linebacker in 1968, has been one of my best friends ever since. He was my teamie, the term he himself coined. Now all Seahawks that we played with use that word to show bond and love we have for each other until the casket drops. Thank you, Bobby Behan. Frank Gutierrez, please stand up at my desk, right there. My Carson High School mentor, 1967 grad. He was the captain of our 1966 city championship team. He always was there for this young 15-year-old during that epic season. He was first team All-City, All-South Bay first team, two-way player, offense and defense and special teams, and he started at guard for the Seahawks in 1967 and 1968. I was so proud to play right next to him in 1968. Again, he mentoring me. After 50 years, he's still like a brother now and is extremely successful and intelligent businessman. But back when we played for the Seahawks, he was the most unheralded junior college offensive lineman because he wasn't even 200 pounds. But because he beat the giant defensive lineman because of his strength, technique, and heart, and he believed. Thank you for everything you did, Frank, then and now. Frank Gutierrez, thank you. My cousin Ernie Ojeda, stand up if he can. He calls me a wuss. I've only had 13 operations. He's had 31 operations. He's the son of my mom's little sister. We all grew up. Ernie was always a little one, always proving himself. Well, eventually he outdid many of us. He started at linebacker for Carson Colts in 1970. He started at junior college, and he played 1 year at Cal State Los Angeles Diablos. He didn't stop there. Ernie was in charge of 18 FEMA teams and weapons of mass destruction as an LA City fire captain. And at Ground Zero, he was the 9/11 the very night for 11 straight days, 20 hours a day, 5 stories underneath the Twin Towers, searching for survivors. Thank you, my ground hero cousin Ernie Ojeda. Then the lights of my life, stand up. Sonny, my daughter, and my granddaughter. My oldest of 3 granddaughters. Stand up, Rivers. When Sonny was born she was born right after the Marx Brothers movie Horse Feathers. And when she was born, I said, he's a girl, expecting a boy, but there is nothing that can take the place of my little girl, Sonny, in this world. The most talented ballerina. She was the Arabian Coffee and the Orange County Nutcracker. Taught her to surf at 10. She was a rock climber, certified scuba diver, everything. Happily married, stay-at-home mom. And she's nice to everybody she meets. She's as beautiful inside as she is outside. Where are you, Sonny? There she is right over there. And every major operation I've had, she's been there for me. Rivers is extremely talented. If she puts her mind to it, singing and dancing, playing guitar, piano, etc. Thank you all very much for doing I couldn't have done it without you. I'd like to thank a few more friends in my 50-year friendship. Call him Godfather of Carson. Eddie Salanova, stand up. Dave Sedmak, stand up. And Jimmy Sander couldn't come tonight because he's taking care of his father-in-law. And he used to take care of us. Eddie used to look over us. He's a retired Toyota man and a very good tennis player. My teammate, Dave Sedmak. Stand up, Dave. Thank you for coming. On the first Marine League championship team that Carson had. It was the Bees in 1965. We were 10th graders. He played varsity football with me in the 67th season. Dave Segner, a tough hombre and the gridiron and a man of great integrity. Anyway, I would like to thank Marty Blankenship for buying me coffee for 10 cents when we studied anatomy and physiology for Harbor College exams at a Carson restaurant. I'm not going to say the name of it because it's just not politically correct these days. That 10 cents included refills, by the way. Tony Rodich, please stand up, Tony. I want to thank you for all the info you've given me, all the good old days, sports and art. Harbor area, helping me in other ways. Your hard work with the sports walk at the waterfront for help getting my coach, Gene Volnagel, and Joe Urbio, my great friend, to be honored. Tony was a great athlete in football, baseball, and track and field, and my teammate on the 68 tough football squad, Frank Gutierrez, had told me about him, and getting to know him was an honor, as well as big Mike Baumgartner, who I played with. And my God, I'm glad he was on the guard, not on the center. Mike Baumgartner, All City. Okay, thank you, God Almighty. I want to thank him first because I was God-fearing. So it kept me out of a lot of trouble. But you know, today I think that's missing with the kids. They're not God-fearing. I think that's one thing that's missing. Thank you, my grandma. My grandmas, I never had grandfathers. They were dead before when I was born. But Grandma Lalo was the matriarch. She had 13 grandchildren graduate from Carson High School. She went into Mexico. Her dad was a Villaísta. He rode with Pancho Villa at 10 years of age to go pick up her dad on a horse-drawn wagon. That's how tough she was. But she walked me into her house one time. She said, Davey, come here, follow me. What are you doing, Grandma? We went into the hallway, and there's a scale there. She says, get on the scale, Davey. 1969, 225. She went on the scale, 225. She see, Davey? My hijo. So she was big woman. Anyway, I have to skip some stuff because I'm going overtime here. But I'd like to thank my mom and dad. My mom was a stay-at-home seamstress. My dad was a World War II veteran, sergeant, elixiri, chief interpreter in Chile. Then he went to Okinawa and the Philippine Islands, where he stood with attention with General MacArthur when he walked by the Japanese general behind him when they signed the ceasefire. They came to every game that I ever played in or coached in. They were always there. As my mom's brother, Manny Perez, who played for the old Hollywood Stars, he gave me his mitt to play Little League Baseball. Manny Perez. I thank Jose Perez, my cousin, for getting me to play 3 years at Banning Park, and then playing at Carson Little League, the first Little League. He threw a curve, but it didn't curve, and he knocked me down on the plate, my cousin Jose Perez. So I learned then what baseball is all about. Thank you, Mr. Mullen, my junior high coach, for making me a squad leader. I couldn't make the ninth grade all-star team at Stephen M. White, but he made me a squad and gave me confidence. Then the B coaches at Carson High School, Chuck Boydson and Saul Pacheco, taught me this discipline, and Coach Pacheco started me at the end with all these seniors as a 10th grader, and we won the Marine League, the first Marine League championship team of Carson. So huge thanks to Coach Gene Volnagel. That was the man that changed my life. As a player, a wrestler, a shot putter, he later hired me as a coach on his staff. Thank you, Scrappy Ray, for the 2 years, 68, 69, tough lessons of college football. He coaches Simons, Wells, Carlucci, Young, and Earl, and Gene, the equipment man, where you were champions. We were ranked as high as first to state, third in the nation. And in a game announcer, Tiger Reese, he made me famous. He always snapped the ball. He'd say, elixiri over the ball, Sandra calling signals. And that's how I got famous, because Jimmy was the quarterback. Okay, this song is also, if you look up the Loyal Seahawk in the dictionary, Lefty Olgin's picture's in there. Lefty Olgin. This song is, he loves this song. And this is about the way it was when we were growing up. Got to put some on the guitar a little bit here. We were born of mothers who washed dishes in the sink. Our cribs were covered in lead-based paint. No childproof lids, no seatbelts in cars. Road bikes without helmets, and still here we are. Still here we are. We got daddy's belt when we misbehaved. There were 6 TV channels you got up to change. No video games and no satellite. All we had were friends and they were outside. Hey, we played outside. It was a different life when we were boys and girls. Not just a different time, it was a different world. Hey, school started same time every day. It was a pledge of allegiance and someone would pray. Not every kid made the team when they tried. Hey, we got disappointed, but that was all right. Hey, we turned out all right. No bottled water. We drank from a garden hose, and every Sunday, all the stores were closed. It was a different life when we were boys and girls. Not just a different time. It was a different world. Now, junior high, going to gym class meant you showered every day. It was yes, ma'am, and yes, sir to teachers we'd say. Being disrespectful, a SWAT would come our way. Oh, man. Hey, there were no buses. We walked home every day. Hey, we turned out okay. Hitchhiking was as common as a brown bag lunch. Hey, there were no guns. We used our fist and a crutch. And every night we ate supper with the whole family. For today's kids, that's the way it should be. 'Cause that's what they need. It was a different life when we were boys and girls. Not just a different time. It was a different world. It was a different world. And I want to thank Stevie Dietz. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody. And I appreciate Steve Dietz. Stand up, Steve Dietz, the ball boy for our 1969 champion. Stand up, Steve Dietz, firefighter. Thank you very much. Okay. With the guitar? What the heck? All right. Here, Sonny, you take this.
This Hall of Fame banquet is a football reunion for Mike Baumgartner. As Dave just said, they played together at Harbor College. And Marty Blankenship, another inductee tonight, also played with him. He would go on from Harbor College to play at the University of New Mexico. At Harbor, he was featured on the defensive side of the team, earning all-conference and honorable mention All-American as a sophomore at 235 pounds. He was co-captain of the team, which tells you something about his leadership abilities. He broke the team record for most tackles. His personal highlight might have been a rarity for a defensive player, or a defensive lineman, excuse me. He picked up a fumble and ran 18 yards for a touchdown against Compton. So let's bring Mike up, and perhaps he'll tell us, does he still have dreams of that touchdown? Mike?
I'm probably the world's worst speaker, but I'm going to try anyway. Most important thing to me is all the people in here. They're warm your heart, and all my teammates, I love them all, and I love everything, and I got nothing to say after David, so bye-bye.
Kathy and Marty Blankenship are the first wife and husband tandem to go into the Harbor College Hall of Fame together. Kathy, like Vera Rader, predates Title IX, the federal law that pulled the country, part of it kicking and screaming, out of the dark ages and provided opportunities for girls and women to compete in athletics. Kathy, like Marty, graduated from Carson in 1967. She graduated from honors from Long Beach State in 1976. She would coach girls' sports at Banning High. Her softball teams reached the city title game in 1992 and 93. She coached a group of 16 and 17-year-old girls who won a national championship. She coached in the first South Bay Athletic Club softball all-star game. Marty was the starting safety as a freshman at Harbor. In 1967, he tore a ligament in his ankle before the first game in 68, seemingly ending his football career. He went to work, then he decided to go back to school in 1971. What the heck, he'd give football another shot. Didn't play too poorly. He made honorable mention All-American. He also got his degree at Long Beach State and began his own long and successful coaching career, first at Harbor, then at Banning and Carson, the details of which are in the program that Steve Marconi wrote in the bio, so you can check it there. I'd just like both of them to come up, share the dais together. Yep, come on. Thank you. You gonna lead off?
Yes, I'm told I was going first.
I tried to get him to go first, but he said ladies first. So we'd like to thank the Hall of Fame committee and everyone involved in this induction to the Hall of Fame, and to let you know it's much appreciated, but we didn't teach all those years and coach all those years to receive accolades. We did it because we loved it. So thank you. Now, I'd like to thank my family over there.
Should we have them all stand up?
No. That is team dysfunctional, because that's us. And if you looked at the ad in the program, that was done by my very talented brother, Michael. Thank you, Mike. I have a granddaughter that was going to try to stay awake and watch this on FaceTime because she's in Connecticut, but she's gone to bed, so it's too late. So her mom's recording so she can see it tomorrow. But both Marty and I, growing up in the South Bay, were active. I was the only girl in a family of boys, so I was the tomboy, playing sports with all the guys in the streets, played at Scott Park, which is now Foesia Park. I did get to play some competitive sports when I moved out of California for a short time, because that was the military and they didn't care. They just let you do what you wanted to do. When I came back and graduated, came to Harbor, my mom was saving everything, all certificates, letters, so I went through the album and I found this. This is when I was a cheerleader here at Harbor College, back in 1968. All those years of coaching, we could tell thousands of stories, but we're not. I do have one, and it was a game against San Pedro. It was in the city finals, and my pitcher was sicker than a dog. Every inning, she went to the trash can and threw up. Came back out to pitch. We lost 3-2, extra innings. It's San Pedro, okay? Hey, no love lost. My cousins, my mom, they're all from San Pedro. David's my cousin, Lefty's my cousin, Guy's my cousin. So it's a true family affair here this evening, and we'd like to thank you all for honoring us.
Hello, everybody. It's been a long time since we have stood up in front of a group. Oh, speak the sound. I can't get it to go. Oh, let's see. There's people to thank. Where's Sylvia? She was great. And Steve Marconi, we want to thank you for communication here back and forth while we were getting this all ready for tonight. The Hall Committee, we want to thank you. We're really humbled and really honored. I want to thank my wife. You know, without her, I wouldn't be up here. No. That's it. Our family's here tonight. I've got my we have our 2 children and their spouses, and let's see, I've got 2 of my 6 grandchildren are here. The oldest is 28, 16. The others are not here. I've got my brother and his wife down from San Andreas. I've got my sister down from Sacramento, brother-in-law, his wife, their son, Kathy's aunt and uncle, my godfather. All right, I want to thank them first. Okay, on the teammates. Carson High School, we have Frank Gutierrez. We have David Ellisary. Jimmy Sanders not here tonight. Are there anybody else that I may be forgetting about on the Carson team? We were Carson High School's first city championship team, and everybody says, well, you guys put Carson on the map, so that's always been nice. My teammates in 1967 at Harbor College, some of them are here tonight. Frank Gutierrez again. Mike Baumgartner, there he is. Kenny Bridges, where are you at, Kenny? There he is. Tony Rodich, there he is. Eric Wheeler called me tonight, or this afternoon. He was on this team as well. He was a sophomore, I was freshman. He called me and he said he couldn't come tonight. He wanted to be here, along with Herman Franklin. They were also on the same team with me in '67. Eric Wheeler has vertigo, he says. He couldn't get up out of bed, so that's pretty bad stuff. In 1968, just before the first game, we had a walk-through practice, and I didn't tape up, and I rolled my ankle, and I knew I was done. I did get a chance to play with Frank Gutierrez, but not that year. Bob Behan, I wish I would have been able to play. Jimmy Sander not here, David Ellisary, John Costley, is he here tonight? John didn't make it. John actually carried me out of the car after practice. When we got to the house, he carried me to the front door in my uniform. Moving on, I'd like to thank all the dads at Scott Park, where probably this all started years ago. to all the coaches that took the time for the Little League kids. I was part of that. Flag football, Little League, basketball. Kathy was down there, but I didn't know her then. Stephen White Middle School. I want to thank all the PE teachers and all the teachers in the classroom. Mike Mullins, especially in the PE department. We still see him occasionally. Great man. Moving on to high school, I played baseball and football, and for baseball, playing with Frank. Where you at, Frank? I played for JVs for Bobby Zell. Maybe some of the older folks here tonight would remember him. He was in Korea War. He was in the chosen few. And he came back, and then we got the privilege of coaching, playing with him. And then Jim Galsron for the varsity program, baseball. And then for football with Gene Volnagel and Galsron. Great memories, that first city championship team. And David, where are you at, David? Is it enough time to go? I want to say that it was for me to come back as the first student athlete to be a head coach at Carson High School. Took over for Gene Volnagel and also was a head baseball coach. And for the football coaches, Scrappy Ray, none better. I got time from Baumgartner. Gordy Wells, great coach, went on to become a referee in the NFL. Ernie Simon, Harold Daniels, played for the Chargers. Bill Young, Don Carlucci, and George Swade. These were all great men, great coaches, great examples for young men. Terry Wallace, Ches Saunders, Earl Webb, and Gene Curtis. I want to thank the coaches for recruiting me from Harbor College. I was here for 4 years as a grad assistant, going to Long Beach State. Ferragamo came over and recruited me from here to go teach and coach at Banning High School, and I accepted. And I see Jim True here tonight. Where you at, Jim? You still here? The coaching staff, Rocky Garrity, great times. And then Gene Volnagel, I transferred over to Carson. I want to thank Gene Volnagel, the head coach, for selecting me to be his replacement. And that was something special. 2 stories, if I could, about giving back to the players. There's so many stories that both of us could probably share, but I'll have to tell you later. Arnold Ollie, the current head football coach at Carson High School, I coached him as a position coach. I came over from Banning, and it was his senior year, and I kind of changed some things, and he was kind of reluctant, and I told him, just trust me. And then he went to Notre Dame, and he started mid-season as a freshman. And he was Samoan, and it was too cold, and I told him not to go because everybody in the world wanted him. He came back to UCLA, graduated, and was drafted by the San Diego Chargers. And then one more story at Banning High School. We were at the Coliseum in front of thousands and thousands of people. Thousands. And Leah Tencio was our B football quarterback. I was coaching the Bees that year because our other coach stepped down. We went undefeated. And Lee Atencio, as maybe some people in the community know the Atencio family, he was our quarterback on the Bees. In the night of the championship game against Carson, and I'm at Banning now, we had to do a substitute for the quarterback. And because we ran the same program, we won that game 21-13 with a B football quarterback. So that was pretty special. And we also want to thank all the student athletes for staying eligible, going to class, being dedicated. Oh, Lefty, I forgot the Dodger baseball stadium. Lefty and I coached baseball, Banning one season. Our team goes to Dodger Stadium. We're going for the championship game, and we lost to Brett Saberhagen. But we played in the consolation game, and we're sitting in the dugout, and we let the kids do whatever they wanted. Free substitution, they coached. And I've had people come back to me over the years and say, Coach, I was a JV, you pulled me up to go to the varsity game, and I remember I got to play, and I want to thank you for that. So these are the great memories that teachers and coaches can share, and I know I've taken some time here, but it was important to get that out. So I want to thank everybody, and have a great night. Okay.
Harbor College baseball's culture is not complicated. Play hard-nosed, take no prisoner baseball. Marvin Bernard epitomized the Seahawk approach on the 1990 team that won the state championship with a 51-5 record. Think about that, 51 wins, only 5 losses. He hit .322, knocked in 50 runs, led the team with 59 runs scored. Perhaps most significantly, when you think of the concept of the team, he stole 32 bases in 39 attempts. That's as hard-nosed as it gets. Marvin played 9 years in the major leagues, all with the Giants. Did you root for the Giants a little then, Dave? A little bit. Just a little bit, okay. only when Marvin was up. Jim O'Brien summed up Marvin's career when he said, Marvin got there the hard way. He signed for $1,000 and had to beat out all the bonus babies every step of the way. And he did it. He was a tough, hard-nosed kid. Tell you a little about his feelings of Harbor College and anything else he wants to talk about. Marvin, it's all yours.
So 37 years ago, my parents made a decision to relocate from a war-torn country, and it was a decision that as a parent I could look back and can't fathom how big it was for them to move from one country to the next and start from scratch. That decision that they made changed the lives of my brother, my sister, myself, obviously forever. So how do you say thank you to something like that, right? I saw my mom and my dad wake up every morning at 4:30 and go to work, get on 2-3 buses to get to their job, come home. I made sure that we had something to eat and never complained. I never heard them complain about them getting up early. I never heard them complain about the work that they had to do. So that made me feel like I had no reason or no excuses to complain about anything in life. I was given an opportunity that not many people get, and that was an opportunity to come to start your life and get a chance to play baseball and go to school. My sister's a registered nurse. My brother went to University of Idaho on a football scholarship. He's a high school teacher. The school part I always struggle with, but I ended up getting a degree, believe it or not, from Lewis and Clark State in kinesiology. So I want to say thank you to my parents for everything that they've done, that they continue to do. My middle school teacher / friend was supposed to be here, and at the last second she had an emergency root canal that she had to do, so she couldn't make it. But when you come to a new country and you have nobody, no friends, and you're showing up to middle school for the first time, you realize how odd of a feeling it feels, the way kids look at you, the way you go about doing everything. And Eileen Zach made me feel special, made me feel like the reason everybody came to school it was because I was there, and I'm forever grateful for that. And it's been 37 years, and she's still in our lives, meaning my wives, my daughters, my sons, and my brother and my sister's lives. She's a family friend. I want to say thank you to Coach O'Brien and his family for making us, when I say us, I mean just about every player that came through here probably feels the same way, that you opened your home to us and you made us feel like you were one of us. You made us feel safe. You made us feel that we're going to work and we're going to get to places as long as we put in the work. So thank you for that. I really appreciate that. For Lynn, thank you for always having a smile on your face whenever we came and we were being teenagers, grumpy teenagers who thought we knew everything. You would look at us and just say, relax, be patient, I will take care of it. Thank you for being patient with us. For my wife, for sharing her life with me and to helping me grow every day as a man, as a father, as a friend. Thank you. I love you very much. And for the next person, for making the biggest decision in my life, and I put it in his hands and he made the decision for me. I've never regretted it, and I'm grateful for it. That's Tony Bloomfield. Where are you, Tony? Are you still here? Thank you. In 1990, I got drafted by the Philadelphia Phillies, and I told Tony I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what it meant. I didn't know how the negotiation would go down. I asked him if he would come with me. And Tony came with me, sat down with the two scouts that were trying to sign me. And after maybe 10 minutes of talking, he just bumped me and told me, let's go. And I said, what happened? He goes, just go to school. I never asked him what happened, what did they offer me. I just trusted him. Tony's been, I'm going to use the word big real loosely here, but a big brother to me, a good friend. And when I say big, I guess I'm just joking with him because he used to call us girly men, meaning we were tiny. But Tony, thank you. Thank you for the decision you made for me that changed my life forever. and thank you for making me go to school. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, and to the committee for voting me into this. And I'm starting to get nervous, so I'm going to just call it a night. And thank you very much. Thank you all.
Let's get a picture up here. And for that one brief moment in time, we can all be Giants fans.
Coach Skaar, he's the Seahawk cross-country coach, was talking about when he was hired to coach the team here. Quote, "We came in and kick-started the program. We had to recruit. We recruited on campus. We recruited anywhere I could find runners. It was who wants to join." But when the runners met with Vera, they were talking about his approach. One of the runners said, "You'll be at school. If he wants to talk to you, he'll find you. It doesn't matter if you're hiding in the restroom. He will find you." Okay, we're not going to go into any more details on that. But the details we are focused on tonight, 3 years later, 3 years after Coach was hired, the Harbor College women won the 2018 state cross-country championship. They won this. They won the Southern California cross-country championship. The sophomores on the team, that was back-to-back Southern California championships. Those were all firsts in the school history. Icing on the cake, Brenda Rosales Correa became the first Seahawk to win the state individual cross-country championship. You're going to meet some bright young ladies. I want you to come up. Brenda and Cynthia Melendez are going to introduce the coaching staff, the rest of their teammates, and they're going to tell you about their experience. Ladies. The rest of them are supposed to come up too, to be seen. Okay, we want the entire team. Come on.
Good evening. My name is Cynthia Melendez, and I'm a part of the 2018 Cross Country Championship team. Going into this program, I never would have thought it would be such an unforgettable experience. The first thing Coach wanted from us was to hear where we wanted to go after our 2 years, because he wanted to get us in and out, but we all know he misses us now that we're gone. Coach Skaar is the most passionate, dedicated, and selfless man I've ever met, and we couldn't have done this without his assistance. He pushed us to our limit, was there for us when we cried after having a bad day, and constantly encouraged us with reassurance that we were fit and capable of being the best version of ourselves on and off the field. I will be forever grateful for being a part of this team. We constantly pushed each other and picked each other up during those tough times. We needed each other. Although there wasn't many of us girls, we all became sisters by the end. This whole journey I experienced at Harbor shaped me as an individual who's determined and focused. I'm fortunate to say I am currently attending my dream school, running Division I at Loyola Marymount University. It's been a smooth transition, and I fall more in love with my new school every day, but I know I wouldn't be in the position I am without the help of Harbor. Harbor has definitely prepared me academically and athletically. It was the best decision I could have made, and I am immensely thankful for what I have learned and experienced in my time here. Lastly, I just want to thank West LA on the behalf of my team, Coach Fitz and Coach Val, and the rest of West LA crew. Thank you so much for helping us be a part of your track program in the spring, keeping us intact year-round. Also, the whole Harbor family, faculty, and supporters. We appreciate you all.
Hello, everyone. Thank you all for all you guys for staying here throughout this kind of long night. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone, and it's just been an amazing year, or past 2 years that we've been here, and we're just excited and we're thankful for everyone and for recognizing us tonight, and we're just beyond grateful to have this opportunity and just being recognized for the hard work that we've done for these past 2 years, and just thank you.
Coach Skaar gets 1 minute up here.
1 minute. 1 minute. Hold those plaques up so I can give the names. Okay, real quick, I wanted to give our special thanks out to a few particular people. And how about ladies, if you can carry them out to them if they're still here. Thank you very much for some of the sponsorship donations for you know what. Jim Height, are you still here? We will come find you. Jerry Rodich, we will come find you. Are you still here? Okay. Please raise your hand if you're here. And the other two? Chief Dave Gascon, thank you. And Mr. Peter Bostic, are you still here tonight? We'll come find, well, he's coming up. You're signed up. You have 2 years eligibility. We see you sprinting up here. Okay, you get them. Okay. And I just wanted to say my 30 seconds of thank yous. This is from top to bottom, living a dream, and having that banner raised up already so fast and having these young ladies already inducted. It's still a dream. I'm not going to mean to miss anybody up here, but from Chancellor Rodriguez to our administration at Harbor, Dr. VP Dorado, Dean Dowdy, Athletic Director, Coach Trujillo, the entire coaching staff, Lynn, where's Lynn? Lynn McGuire, I know Maria was here earlier, and to a special thank you to our good friends at West LA, Coach Fitz, Coach Val, Coach Tim, Dr. Hooper, everybody at the table. This doesn't happen if we don't have a year-round selection, so thank you. Can we all please stand and give these championship team a rounding applause? Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you join me in thanking Mike Waldner for his duties up here this evening. Thank you, Mike. And as I indicated, we try to finish by 9:30, and we're right there. So once again, on behalf of all of us in the foundation and the Hall of Fame committee, congratulations to the inductees, and expect to see your plaques up on those walls. For all of you leaving, walk through the walls and take a look at the Hall of Fame and the history of our athletic program here at Harbor College. And to each of you, thank you for being here. Drive safely on your way home, and I hope you have a pleasant night. Thank you.